in general, and I know we've talked about this on my previous shows, in easy terms, what is the foreclosure process in Illinois?
Sure. So, just generally speaking, a foreclosure, just in layman's terms, is the process by which a bank gets its money back when a homeowner defaults on the mortgage. So, it starts with a letter from your bank telling you that you've missed a payment. And then the foreclosure process is the court process that's governed. In Illinois, it's the mortgage foreclosure, or the Illinois mortgage foreclosure law. We call it the IMFL.
Okay.
And like all court processes, it's going to start with a process server showing up at your door with a complaint and a summons.
And that's usually around, is it 120 days?
Yeah, it's gonna be about 120 days, and that's governed by, either the state law, the IMFL, or the CFPB. Has those rules. How many days after your default are they going to be allowed to start that process?
Okay.
So about 120 days. Now, from the start when you're defaulting all the way to the time where you're going to exit the property, this is the homeowner. This could be, a year-long process. It could be 2 years. So this is a really long process. This is not going to be an instantaneous, I default on my mortgage, I'm going to have to leave after a couple of months. This is a long process.
Yeah.
But it's going to start with that default letter. We call that a letter of intent or a letter of default, letter of acceleration. And then after that, that's when the actual court process starts. You're going to get that complaint. That complaint's going to be served upon you by a process server, sometimes a sheriff, depending on your county. And then you're going to start the court process. After that, it's going to be a series of motions. The motions are going to happen in front of a judge, and then it's going to be ultimately decided by the judge who's the prevailing party going to be. It's going to be the bank or it's going to be you, and I'm going to give you a hint. It's always going to be the bank. The bank is always going to win. The homeowner's never going to win. That's just the way.
Have you ever seen a homeowner win? I don't think I ever have in any of my,
No.
I don't go to court and I'm not an attorney, but
If you haven't paid your mortgage, you're not going to prevail.
Yeah.
It's just not going to
Okay.
win. So, no, I've never really ever seen it happen if it's been a true default. So,
Okay.
And then once that order of foreclosure has been entered, then we're going to have a sale. A judicial sale is when, it's a judicial sale. So the highest party, the highest bidder is going to win. And then after that, the court is going to approve the sale. So the judge is going to make sure that the sale was fair, that everybody had notice, and that it wasn't just a really artificially low sale. And after that's been approved, then the final order is entered, and then the homeowner is going to exit the property. So like I said, a whole bunch of stuff can happen in between then, where this could be a really long process, this could be a really short process, and it could be years, or it could be as short as 8 months if it's a default process, but it's not going to be a quick, miss my payment, exit after a couple of months.
Now there's some states that are like that, but
Oh, yeah.
Illinois is not.
Illinois law
is not like that. It's a very I always tell people, short sale does not mean short time frame, and what I don't like is don't start Googling short sale and all that. If you have questions, just call Caterai and you'll give everyone your information at the end. But it does not mean short time frame. If that was the case, it would be called a long sale. Because it takes too long. But yeah, so when you're talking about the judicial sale, I always say auction date. That's what the term I use,
Right.
or sheriff sale or whatever. You can do something before that date, and that's what I stress to my clients: is do something before that date. Don't wait the last minute, because waiting the last minute is just going to make things more difficult and more likely that we wouldn't be able to get anything done. Depending on if they've done foreclosure defense or if they've done a bankruptcy. I mean, every situation is different. There's my favorite word. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Don't wait. I mean, it is such an enemy of a successful foreclosure case is waiting. If you wait, the longer you wait, the less successful your outcomes are going to be. I mean, I have people calling me on the date of their order approving sale, which is the very last order, saying, what can I do on this? And it's basically at that point really nothing.